Hello, everyone. My name is Brian Christiana, and today I'm going to talk to you about the mood management theory for COM 335, the media and society. So today we're going to talk about the following in the PowerPoint. The mood management theory, we're going to talk about the history of it, devices it can be associated with, different dimensions of the theory, and interviews with people about the theory. So what is the mood management theory? The mood management theory was founded on the basic assumption that human individuals are motivated to terminate or alleviate negative affective states and preserve and intensify positive effect. The theory is also the consumption of media messages and information according to the mood of the individual. And the theory was developed by Zillman and Bryant in the 1980s. So there's 4 stages of mood-altering effects with the mood management theory, and the first one of the mood-altering effects is the excitatory potential. The excitatory potential refers to the effect of media users, whereas calm and relaxing media stimuli, an example of that, slower music, reduce the level of arousal. An increase in stimuli like an action movie or faster music will lead to more aroused mood. This makes a lot of sense. When you're listening to slower music, you'll be more calm, collective. You'll be in a normal state. Where if you're watching an action movie or even like a faster rock and roll music, you're gonna get hyped up. You're gonna be more into it. So I mean, it explains itself a lot. So stage 2 of the mood-altering effects is the absorption model, and that is the ability to capture the attention of media users and thus to suppress the effect-maintaining cognitive elaboration and rumination on the origins of a given mood state. Highly absorbing media messages have a higher intervention potential and thus more strongly distracted media users from the sources of their current affective state. So the third stage in this effect is the semantic affinity, and that is related to the distraction from the current mood and is the overlap between media content and the media user's current affective state. Media messages that contain strong references to the current mood are less effective in altering the prevailing affective state than those showing low semantic affinity with the current mood. So we're talking about how, like, if you're using 2 devices or 2 communication tools that overlap with each other, or if you're, like, let's say in a mad or upset mood and you see a commercial that's like that, it's not going to help you change your mood. The fourth stage in this in the mood management theory is known as the hedonic valence, and it refers to the general positive versus the negative tones of media content. Messages with a positive hedonic valence, like a comedy program, are more effective in terminating aversive and maintaining pleasurable moods than messages with negative affective valence like a sad or dramatic film. So what type of devices could be associated with the mood management theory? Based on research and looking around, I found that the 4 most common were television, radio, cell phones, and even the internet. Yes, the internet can even be involved in the mood management theory and how the internet can affect our mood. So, television and radio. There are many people still using television and radio to this day, but with the decline of people using FM radio, it is difficult with the 18 to 34 demographic because they mostly use services like Spotify or Apple Music, and it can be difficult to determine the mood. One thing also with radio is podcasting is also on the rise, so these services that are providing podcasts can easily can tell you what kind of podcast they feel can help with your mood. With television, there are services like Netflix and Hulu that will use your previously watched and suggest what they feel will fit your personality or mood, which, if you think about, is kind of creepy because you're having someone tell you what they think will fit your mood, and it's another way that they're just collecting information about you. We talked about how Facebook and social media constantly will collect your information. They sell it, and by clickbait, they just take most of your information. Cable television is transitioning into using apps as well for people to use, and it helps to make make choices for the user. So one thing I could bring up is how USA, ESPN, ABC, NBC, they all have these apps now that you can watch their programs on demand. It makes life much easier for the user, so they can just watch whatever they want when they're feeling. They don't have to wait for a certain time for a program to come on. The internet. The internet is also a very big part of the mood management theory. And in class we discussed how the United States and the world is through a digital divide. And the digital divide explains how 75 million people do not have internet. That's crazy to believe, how 75 million people in the United States do not have any type of internet. And people are going to public libraries, and they're using resources that are not available in their house, but instead they're going to places like Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks, McDonald's, just to use Wi-Fi. I remember how in COM 265 we watched a film, or a short YouTube clip, where we had a family, a Hispanic family, go to a library, and they had a time limit on it, but they would wait their time to just go on the internet because they didn't have enough money to afford going on the internet, which is really sad. But in the United States, that's the reason why people don't have internet, is because of financials and the economics. And internationally, they're just not up to date on their technology. All right, so cell phones, and as of 2018, 96% of Americans have some type of cell phone. It's a high number. As of 2011, 35% of Americans had some type of cell phone. So you see, that's a big rise from 2011 to 2018, 61%. On average, 58% of children aged 8 to 12 have some type of cellular phone. And of that 58%, 21% have a smartphone, which is really, it just blows my mind. In 2013, 37% of teenagers had some type of phone, and now 88% have a cell phone. The sad part is that children are getting bullied because they might not have a cell phone, or they don't have the top of the line cell phones. So that's something we have to look at as a society, and it would then affect their mood, and it could lead to psychological damage. So also for this project, I interviewed 3 people about what they thought about the mood management theory and if they think it affects them. And the first person I interviewed is actually a good friend of ours. It's assistant men's soccer coach and alumni of Central Penn College, Dylan Kleintop. And I asked him about how he reacts with the communication tools when his mood is affected. He said that he normally listens to rap, hip-hop, or some country music. When he gets angry or mad, he will just listen to slower music and then get into a harder rock and roll, so his mood it'll start low and then try to get better as time goes on. When it comes to television, he will not watch it at all when he's angry or mad. He said he watches it any other time, but he also spends a decent amount of time watching TV. Second person I interviewed was my mom. She mostly listens to a top 40 station, which would be V97 up that way, or a format like 80s to Now, like KISS 102.7. My mom will mostly watch shows like Desperate Housewives, The Good Doctor, Grey's Anatomy, or other shows on ABC or NBC. And she said when her mood is affected, she will either change music to something on her Apple Music so she has more accessibility to it, or even she'll be creative and watch more YouTube. When it comes to television, she said she continues to watch the same shows because she's so picky. In my third interview, I interviewed my friend Sam. He mostly listens to alternative music like Jimmy Eat World or Breaking Benjamin, and he also said he likes to listen to sports podcasts. He said if he's in a bad mood, he said he will just watch whatever his fiance is watching on NBC or ABC. He said the one thing, no matter what his mood is, he will watch, though, is the Philadelphia Eagles. And my conclusion today, to conclude, I am a firm believer of the mood management theory, and I believe that this is more serious than we think. The way people behave really impacts on their choice of media devices. So when next time you're in a different mood, just see if your choice in music or television is really different. So I hope you all enjoyed this presentation on the mood management theory. I hope you all have a great rest of your term, a great term break, and I can't wait to see you all. Thank you again.